Okay, we will talk about human design today. Human design is something that is not explainable in just a few minutes, even though if I would need to explain what it is, I would say it is a wonderful way to find out how you personally, uniquely make a correct decision for yourself. Because we people, we always run around and, there's this things of listen to your heart, listen to your God, listen to whatever, you know, or listen to the guru. Some people even think, yeah, but it's human design shows you exactly where and what is your inner true voice that helps you to make correct decisions. So the first thing is, what is correct? Correct means it is for you the perfect thing to do to stay aligned with your purpose, if you will. Yeah. So it's not attached with moral. So it's not about, oh, this is good or this is bad. Human design is not about that. It's not about that. Somebody could be a very bad person in our morality of thinking. Somebody hits somebody and we think this is bad, but it could be correct for this person to have this experience in this lifetime because it's necessary for the full conscious development. So we could also look at like everybody is just a part of a much bigger thing, and everybody needs to play its role. Everybody needs to know its place, and nobody knows. As far as I see humanity, everybody's running around. I mean, when we look at kids, they always say, "Don't tell me what to do," and when we are adults, please tell me what to do. So that's the problem we have. That's the dilemma we have. We're always looking for outer authority. We're always looking for somebody who can tell us who we are and what should we do and what is our purpose and how can we be this and how can we be that, instead of seeing everything that we need is already there. We just don't have a language yet for it that is precise enough, or I think this language is precise enough so every idiot can understand it. Doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, how old you are, it doesn't matter. Everybody can understand this basic stuff. And this is how it looks. It will use your birth data, and through the birth data, you will get a map. So this is a beautiful way of that is, different because, we have astrology, we have Kabbalah, we have Enneagram, we have all of these things, but they are pretty much complex and you need to spend a lot of years to actually understand what this all means. To really know what it means, you need to spend a lot of time. Or you go to somebody and pay some money and then maybe they will explain you. But this is more like a black magician way. They won't tell you exactly what it is and how it works. They will just explain what they see. They will read it for you. With this, you have the chance to read it yourself. I mean, it needs some maybe weeks to understand all of the information and years to apply it and maybe more years to finally see all the depth in it. But some days are enough. Some meetings here on Thursday will be enough to understand the basic stuff. And this is the beauty of it. I really love it because you can give it to kids and they will instantaneously play with it. I watched it. I tried this. It's amazing. So what you see here is there's, some geometric forms. There's 9 of them. This is not chakras, by the way. It has nothing to do with chakras.
Oh,
But it is a synthesis from the information that the chakra knowledge brought us as humans. So the Indian Brahman is like one of the oldest spiritual knowledge that has some empirical studies, you could say, because they still use it in yoga. They still use it in treatments, medical care, alternative medical stuff. It's still there, but it's, in my experience, outdated. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just outdated. It's like you have a car, it's a car from 2023, and the manual you have for the car is from 1970. So, yes, the manual will be correct in some ways, but you won't find everything about the new car in it. Because, yes, of course, the car is still a car, it still has an engine, it still has the oil and whatever, all of the parts. But it is new, it's modern, it has different ways of working. And this is how our body is. So to shorten it, what human design claims, and you need to find this out on your own, this is not a belief system, it is not a philosophy, it is an empirical, subjective knowledge that you can only validate for yourself. Only. And you can talk about it, you can experience it in your life, and you can always go back to the web and see, okay, this is what it says. Is it really like that? So it claims 1781, just had a number twist, 1781, there was a shift in humanity where a mutation in evolution had its end. And that means after 1781, 100 years it takes until everybody dies that has the old mutation, the old car, in general, in average. Since then, we have a completely new mutative vehicle. That means we no longer have only 7 centers. What we know from the chakras, there's this heart chakra and sacral and the root, and that. Now we have 9. There is more differentiation. It also means that there is one more awareness center that works on its own. This is this one. It's the solar plexus center. It's still solar plexus in the way of emotions, but it is not combined like it was before with ego and identity. It was all kind of one thing. Direction and love and identity and all of that was one thing, and now it's separate. Will is not anymore identity. Ego is not identity. And that's really hard to grasp for our strategic mind that got conditioned by the world, by everybody we ever met. Yeah, ego is the identity. It's not. Identity has nothing to do with what you identify with. Identity is your direction in life where you have no choice but experience it. You don't have a choice in who you fall in love with. You don't have a choice in what you're good at. You don't have a choice what is your talent. You don't have a choice where you end up in life. You have no choice about that. This is your identity and this is your love in love. And this is either, now we come to the funny part, this is either defined or not defined. You can call it open receptive. So when you look at this, there is one center. This is a center, the geometric form. This center is open because it's white. Everything that is white is open. But when it's open, it's receptive. So we can easily see, this person, whoever this person is very receptive in this energetic part. And we can see, okay, this is biologically connected to the heart, it's connected to the gallbladder, it's connected to willpower, it's connected to materialism, to the tribe, and instantaneously we know what this person's dilemma is. Because in our world, what is the funny thing is everybody always wants what he or she doesn't have. Always. And it has a reason why it is this way, and it's not that it's bad, but it can turn out to be bad if we only follow this. If we get lost in it, then it can be really bad because then you're chasing a shadow. You will never chase something that is actually of value for your life. You will only, the carrot in front of you, bouncing in front of your head, you will always try to get that, and, then life is over and you never saw what actually was on the path of life. So why is that so? We have a genetic imperative. Every human, every cell in you wants to reproduce. That's just natural. And it cannot reproduce with the sameness. It needs the difference. Well, we know that, there's enough evidence of that if there's same genetic material, it won't turn out in a good way for the being when it gets born. So it needs difference. But this is only for reproduction. This has nothing to do with partnership, with love, with business, with whatever. Friendship. It's nothing to do with that. It's just this basic survival mechanism of us that we as a species won't die out, that we're just gone. That's why we have this immense drive to reproduce. So yeah, wherever you're open, look at the third, wherever you're open, this is what you want to have badly, what you're looking for, and what you're identified with. In this case, we have somebody who is not emotional. We have an open solar plex. It's not emotional. Yes, this person has feelings, but it's not consistently emotional on its own, this body. This body is not producing its own emotions. It's taking in the emotions of the person, of the field, of the environment, and amplifying it. That's why 50% of humanity goes crazy and is totally mad when it's about emotions, and the other 50% is looking at them like, what's wrong with you? It's totally fine, crying is okay. And it's like, what? So there is an imbalance and we know that. Emotions, nobody likes emotions. It's really a tricky thing because we cannot control them. We have no choice about that. When you're emotional like you and your chart, I see you're emotional. You don't have anything that you can stop this. You're emotional. That's it. Boom. I'm not emotional. I don't care. It's not my thing. It's not my field. It's nothing that I will experience from myself, with myself, and need to go through. So for me, it's never about feeling through. Never. But for everybody who has this colored in, defined, it's always about feeling through for you. Always. You cannot bypass that. You always need to feel through. And obviously for you, this is so obvious and natural that you don't even think about this any time of your life, because it's just always there. So we already, through this, have a little insight into the mechanism of interaction between humans. There is a human being that is emotional, but this is colored, and we have a human being that is not emotional, and both of them have a relationship. What happens is, the one with this center open is always amplifying the other in their emotions, always. So for example, in your case, you have an open solar plexus, an open emotional center. When you with somebody, doesn't matter if it's a friend, if it's your girlfriend, if it's a kid, a child, whatever, doesn't matter who it is, you will amplify those emotions into infinity. So the one who is screaming and crying mostly the first is you, and not the other who's emotional, because you amplified. You go into this rage mode because your system cannot handle this in a consistent way. Yes, if we go up and we mature and we get older, we kind of figure out how it works. But imagine how you were with, 15. It was, nobody tells us that this is something, there's a differentiation between us. We always, when we go into spirituality or esoteric stuff, there's always just, we are one. Yeah, we are one, but we are also separate. Otherwise, we could not talk with each other right now. If there would not be separateness, we could never have progress in evolution in the way of our awareness. Awareness is only established because there is different perspectives. We have a completely different reality than me. Everybody here is a completely own reality. And yeah, maybe there is some things that are relation, there's some things that are similar, but it's never the same. It's maybe similar, it's alike, but it's never the same. And this is the first thing that I want you to grasp, and it's really, really, really important for everything in human design. Everybody is unique. If everybody on the plane in this planet would understand that, there would not be comparison, there would not be measurement, there would not be judgment, there would not be wars and all of that stuff, because if everybody is unique, everything is okay. Yeah, he's unique, she's unique. What to do? Who am I to judge this person in their behavior? There is no formula for measuring awareness or correctness. It's not possible. Because you will always use yourself to compare it to somebody. And only because it's for you correct and maybe it feels good doesn't mean it's for the other. So, what is the big dilemma of our world? We are very, very ignorant. So ignorant. We have this vanity. This beautiful vanity of what no. I know how the line works. Hey, yeah, nobody knows shit. We're all pretending that we know anything. We don't know anything. We have no idea. We just pretend and survive. And that's okay, I know. But with this, you have some basic knowledge, some foundational knowledge that is practical, that you can use daily without learning anything. You don't need to learn this. You don't need to study this to live it. I mean, you don't even need this to live yourself. It's just a reminder. It's just giving you some reminders of, yeah, I know this. Yeah, I was like this when I was 5. I can remember this when I was 14, that this happened, blah, blah, blah. So it's nothing that will tell you something completely new and abstract that. Some woo-woo stuff, it's not about that. This is just a plain mechanical formula that explains your chemistry in your body, your potential, not what is given, your potential. So yeah, when I talk about this person has the 14-2. This person, I would say to them, yeah, you're somebody who is always looking for the beauty and goes, tries to go away from the ugly and using this energy and the resources to find a new direction in life, and always empowering others to go into this new direction. There's this good example, because, it's just what is in the field through the people that I know. There's this good example of somebody with a 14-2 stops to drink alcohol. This person will empower so many people with this new direction, with this new way of going away from the ugly and going towards the beauty, that a lot of people will be empowered and follow that. And this person maybe says, I don't know, because when you see it now, we come to the next step. Everything that is red in your chart is unconscious. You're not aware of that. You have no idea that this is there. You have no idea. When you're, let's say, 40, or 30, 40, 50, somewhere in your life, you will accept that it is a trait. It's a genetic trait. Everybody sees it. I don't see it, but if like 20 people tell me this in a week, there is something about this. There is some truth in it. And so at one moment in your life, you will kind of accept that it is there, but you still cannot see it. You don't have any access to this in the now. You can only retrospectively look at it as like, yeah, that's true. So this person maybe goes home after a reading, after hearing this, and then this person has moments of like, this is what this guy meant. Now I understand, because it's unconscious. What is conscious for this person is, I'm a thinker. I'm somebody who's thinking. Yeah. He can totally identify with this. So we have a lot of different information easily displayed in this chart. You can see what is your definition. This means what is always given, what is reliable in your body, in your, the voices that you have in your body. What of that is reliable? And you see where are you receptive and where do you learn? Where do you learn things, This person...
In this case here, this person...
Yes.
Has a lot to win with his chart, because there's a lot that, as you said, he doesn't know about it, and there's a lot here. So then you would get more to...
he would be stuck in here. And this is very tricky, because mind is never an inner authority. What I mean with this, in other words, is your mind has no idea what is correct for your body, because your mind only functions on experiences that you made, and is trying to project those experiences into the future, logically, to, measure if this is correct or this is correct. Maybe it's better to quit the job because blah, blah, blah. And then you quit the job and you find another job, and if the new job isn't turning out good, your mind says, we should have not done this. Your mind is never on your side. Don't you see that? I mean, whenever you listen to your mind, you always go the wrong path, because your mind is not an inner authority. Your mind is there for the other. I use my mind right now in some language that I present something that inspires you, but it's not for me. My mind, maybe I wake up in the morning, my mind says, you should really go there and get breakfast. Why should I do this? It's just my mind. It's just some part of my brain. It's nothing physical. It's just a voice. So this is also something very heretical, unconventional that we hear about this, because, we live in this society when we want to go into self-development. It's all about mind. Psychology, all about mind. Spirituality, all about mind. Third eye, blah, 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 awaken this. But it's never about the body. Yeah, there's some cases, There is some yoga paths that are only about the body, Tantra, for example. But still, there's a lot of, you got to control your mind. You got to use your mind. You got to use your intellect, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying the opposite. So, I'm often hated for that, but what to do? Never mind. Mind is nothing. Mind is beautiful, but not for your own life. It's always for the other. It's a servant for the other.
Can you give an example, what you like, a practical example, when you say someone after 40, 50, 60, they're like, I accept it because people keep saying, but they don't, can you give an example? Is it a quality? Is it like...
Okay, let's look at this chart. This chart has the 28 in Mercury. Okay? 28 is the gate of risks. It's a game player. And it's in Mercury, and it's physical Mercury. Mercury, in this sense, we could shorten it, says it's communication. But it's not mental communication. It's not blah, blah, blah. It's more like what the body is speaking. So this is a body that always want to take risks. So everybody's like, man, you're so risky. Why are you always taking risks? Like, I'm not taking risks because this person doesn't see it. But at one moment, it's like, shit, I'm really risk-taking. Now I see it. Everybody sees that this person taking risks all the time and is, communicating and others, influencing them. Come on, let's take a risk. So this brings us to the part, the red can be seen from the others. Can be seen from the others,
And what happens then when he suddenly realizes...
Nothing.
It's not the...
It doesn't become
black.
Stupid before awakening, stupid after.
It doesn't become black at some point.
No, it doesn't become black. You will never be aware of it. But you will have a language for this to understand it afterwards. Like, okay, this was the 28. Now I see. You won't judge yourself for it or feel ashamed or try to change it. How many people go to course? All of this, spiritual stuff is one of the biggest markets in Europe. for the last couple of years. It's billions that will be made with money through this. How many books are on the market? How many come every day? It's because people look for improvement. Let me tell you something. There is nothing to improve. Especially for this person. Open ego? No willpower. There's no consistency in trying to improve. It's not possible. This person, I want to stop smoking, goes to one of these, courses and sits down, and there's this motivational speaker has a colored ego, and everyone motivates everybody. You can stop it. I know. Yes, we can. And he goes out. It's like, yes, I stopped smoking now. And then after, drives home, first gas station. Second gas station. Okay, fuck it. I can't. I knew I can. And the value even drops.